Welcome Brawlers, I'm the Hermit and I hope you're ready for some counters and Proliferate. Because our commander today is Tidus Yuna's Guardian. For green, white and blue, we get a 3/3 legendary human warrior. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control onto a second creature you control. Then, whenever one or more creatures we control with counters deal combat damage to a player, we may draw a card and Proliferate, but only once each turn. So, since the last time we played it, we are moving away from the clones. I guess actually we only had a couple of them, and instead we are focusing on more counter synergies, kind of a go-wide strategy. So we have Champion of Langhold. Creatures with power less than this creature's power cannot block our creatures. And Recure Resourceful Guardian. Whenever we put one or more counters on a creature, that creature can be blocked. So, if we have our Practice of Ends, Requisition Raid or Ouroboros, we are putting counters on the entire team, everything becomes unblockable. Either right away with Riku, or forever with Champion. Then we are trying to get some cards out of our opponent, well, out of hitting our opponent or putting the counters. So we have stuff like Enduring Curiosity, Toski, Falco's Para to have a future sight, Mikey and Leo, we put a counter on a creature, draw a card. And also Ray Fillet, Wave Warrior. Whenever a creature you control with a counter deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. And Dusk Legion Celeste, Brigon essentially the same as Mikey and Leo. Then we have a couple of other type of counters in Kapatek Wrecker, enters with a Death Touch counter. So if we corp this into Tidus, we just stack the trigger, so we Proliferate first, then remove the counter, we can exile an artifact or enchantment from our opponent, or if we keep the two Death Touch counters, thanks to Tidus we can move them onto other creatures. And a similar thing we can do with Arwen, Mortal Queen, to give Indestructible. On top of that, we also have Luminous Broodmoth. When a creature you control without flying dies, we get it back with a flying counter. So if we move the flying counters around, the creature can keep dying over and over and keep coming back. So that's nice to have. And the rest is your typical Luminarca Parent type of thing with Agent Bishop, Mutagen Man, Deus, Innkeeper's Talent, Grizzly Bill, and Side Cop. For protection, we are not running Ibra Fronts, we do run Mother, obviously, but instead we run the Duke, which can remove a counter from the Duke, put it on another creature, and that creature gains hexproof until end of turn. So that's the deck. Now let's head into the queue, get some counters, some Proliferate, and hopefully draw a bunch of cards. Okay, against Katara, but I think we can humiliate her. I mean, literally with Patriarch's Humiliation, but also Cavern of Souls, maybe Subtlety. All good cards to have against Katara. Here our first is going to be Lush Portico, and I think did I mention it? Well, in case I forgot, Wild Growth Archaic, probably one of the best cards to come out recently for this deck, because it has Converge, which gives, this creature enters with a counter for each color of mana used to cast it. And then, whenever you cast a creature spell, that creature enters with counters equal to the colors you used to cast it. Fading Hope. I don't love it, but we can live with it. Okay, so this cavern is going to name human. And do we play our commander, the Archaic, or the Hydra? Let's play our commander. I think we might Subtlety for Katara. Yeah, they keep bouncing it, so it didn't matter. Katana. Subtlety that. By putting on top. Alright, so that's another land. I guess we played the Hydra. Actually, let's go for the Archaic again. They cycle or in rebuild. Maybe they have a protection spell here, I think. So let's check for that. Spell Pierce. What is the play here? Actually, we should play the Hydra here. Yeah, it only enters with 2 additional counters, but that's 3 power. So, if we get to double it, it's going to do work. Now... yeah, we don't have natural blue mana, so we cannot keep up Repulsive Mutation. Let's move a counter from here to here. Drift. Sure. Unfortunate, but there's not much we can do about that. So I guess we can start with Mutable Papa. Toski. And I think we move a counter from the Papa to the Archaic. with everyone, see what our opponent does. They clone Katara. Sure, I guess that's allowed. And they obviously keep the copy. Fortunately though, we get in, draw a card, I guess 2 cards with Tusky, and Proliferate. Submit 4. Let's play Hardened Bonds as well. Still no blue mana, opponent has 2 experience, but I think we can double block here. Flip out the back. Yeah, that was the wrong order, but we move a counter from here to here. And also because Katara is phased out, they are not going to get any more counters here. Experience counters, that is. Think into stupor. How much can we pay? 5? And that's lethal. Like I said, we had the cards to stomp Katara, and it took us a little long, but we definitely take it. GG's. Which Liliana is this one? Zombies. Okay. I guess we can start with the birds, see if they bolt them. They don't yet. Okay. Blood chips thirst. Guess we play Mikey and Leo. Then champion, I think. Flashback Marauder. I think we get a basic. Guess we draw Passing Say or the other one. Oops, but we didn't have the mana for that. Then. Take me on 3. Drain us. Let's try to get another land. Dobin Spito might be useful, but I don't think it will save us. This one is -2/-2 for now. So I think here we can bring on and hold up Repulsive Mutation. That's the river.
Wait till you see what I've got planned for you.
Okay, so it's champion plus mutation. I think it's champion plus Bricon. Okay. Here to here. Attack and attack. Goodbye, Liliana.
The others can deal with you.
Okay, Gravy Titan. I think what do I think? Let's witness protection and pass. We will play mutation. And yeah, we also draw a card from Recon during our opponent's turn. Maybe we could do it during our turn, but I like this flexibility to put an insane number of counters on the champion. Relentless Death. Yeah, that's okay. CTC on Dead Vizier. So this is going to be 3. Wash away. I guess here we spread the love a little bit. Here to here. What goes around comes around. Draw a card and proliferate. Yeah. And I guess we play the Broodmoth. We can wash away only their Liliana if they have another Haymaker. That's not a Wrath. That's how they come back from this. Okay, sure, they get all their zombie backs, or the zombies back, I mean. Which means they also get to exploit. Yeah, I think it's Boromir. So what can they get here? Toxic Deluge, X equals 6. That one would do the trick. Damnation obviously doesn't do it. Okay, let's see their cards. I guess maybe if they had something to sacrifice, they could get Mid-Hook Massacre, something like that. Well, I mean, Blood Artist type effect here. Very Merchant of Asphodel. Okay. Yep, that's not nothing, so 12. Let's throw here. They go to 21. So let's play you. You. Okay, that would use all of our mana, so can we win here? 3, 6, 10, 21. Just shy. Actually, we can move the counter from Bill to someone else. And I think that's lethal. Yep, X-axis. GG's. And like I said, the MVP, champion of Lamhold. We are happy with that. However, if we didn't want to do that, we wanted the game to go longer, we could move the flying from Boromir to someone else. And that allows us to keep sacrificing Boromir. But there was no need if we had lethal, so GG's. But, yeah, definitely we are at a disadvantage here. How do we want to play it? Let's go for the library first. Yeah, they are going to aggro. We get a Temple Garden. Play Mother. Okay, Fanatical Firebrand. To kill Mother. Unfortunate. Let's throw here, play the birds. Tap land. Erode. This is not the matchup for it. Hopefully, at least unable to scream on God will prove useful, I think. And with Ankh we can exile their skeleton. So not a bad place to be. Okay, let's begin. By playing Ang, exiling the skeleton. Stadium Headliner to kill Ang. Checks out. Now we will untap with 5, maybe 6 mana. Ooh, Sear Slicer Goblin. 5 it is. So let's go for Great Divide Guide plus Boromir. Now with 6 we can Aspirant, Mike, and Deck Wrecker. I guess we block here. Potentially they just remove Boromir here. Not the worst, but annoying for sure. Goblins get +1 in case. So it's 2 turtles and a human. I think we will put the counters on the wrecker or the aspirant. We need to be careful with the blocks here, remembering they can use Battle Cry Goblin. But if they do that, they might not want to Grease Wrench Goblin. Okay. So this blocks here. This blocks here, this blocks here. They can buff 3 times. Only 2, I guess. So should block here, unfortunately. Actually, maybe that kills us. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, we still live. Goblin Trap Finder. Ooh, answer ulti. Here we can put this here. If we play the party tree, we don't get... Yeah, we should stay on block. Let's Solitude, exiles grid range. Oh, made it through. Yep, that kills us, I'm afraid. GG's, it was really close. If we had a little bit more mana, or if we didn't have to block with the Aspirant, I think we play the Great Henge, start gaining life. GG's though, GG's. Another aggro in Kellan. I guess let's play Abasyn's Pilgrim and pass. Yep, they attack us, we take it. Rahilda. I think they are not going to like this, but we play Arwen. And she already has Indestructible, but we can even give her Hexproof if needed. Yep. What is your play, opponent? I guess they can make her unable to block, but there aren't many good cards that do that. Yeah, we just don't want Rahilda to hit us. Como no faces Kakasan. I guess they, for some reason, could have Smite the Deathless from Lord of the Rings, killing the Witch King Raptor. Oh, they get caught, but they have only 2 energy here. From here to here, decline, no attacks. And then I think we can Requisition Raid to buff everyone, or maybe we wait on that, play Incubation Druid, and then Requisition Raid. Mountain Impact. I guess let's protect Tidus. Oops, my bad. Yeah, we definitely needed to play the Hydra if we wanted to do that. But I think we are still in incubation druid territory here. We might lose the indestructible counter since we haven't proliferated. But lifelink can also ruin our opponent's day here. Yep, okay. They didn't like that at all. So even if we were not as happy without proliferating indestructible, getting the lifelink, proliferating, just growing is probably not what our opponent wants to deal with. So we take it. GG's. Bant versus Bant. As with Wild Growth Archaic, we should be annoying, as I was going to say, but it seems opponent has Gemstone Caverns. So they exile their Arboreal Grazer, so pretty much the same. Absinthe Pilgrim. Okay, let's play the Archaic. And I think we can Breezely build or Incubation Druid if they play their commander here or the next turn. I was going to say, if they did that, then we just humiliate it. Okay, let's play you and you. Also, I guess if they want to attack, they need to sacrifice their provisioner. Maybe. Yeah, maybe they also think we have Wash Away, which we don't. Primeval Titan. Ooh, okay. That might force our hand to humiliate the Provisioner instead. Yeah, they could have gotten New Capena land, so they get 4 treasures. And we now have to deal with a Primeval Titan. Green, play Tidus. It's a 6/6. We will move a counter from the druids to our commander. That way, it can block the primeval. And maybe that's enough. Other plays we might want to consider for the future is growing the Archaic, so we can double the counters with Bill. Yep. Orbital Overseer. And honestly, it's not that bad if they decide to just get more lands. 6 mana for 4 lands, it's okay. Rate wise, so. However, if our opponent does have some shenanigans with that open mana, I will not like it. Fragment Reality. Okay. Humiliation. Okay, yes, let's mutation, x equals 0. And they have negate. GG's. They are going to bounce Tidus, so
We can figure a way out of this.
they are hearing us for a bunch as well, so GG's. Okay, let's keep this one. We can play. Okay, oh, the cup. We love the cup. Obviously, our long-term goal is going to be putting Unable to Scream onto Witherbloom. But here, maybe we can get at least one Proliferate. Studio's first year. Okay, and they ramp. From here to here. Attack, damage, proliferate, draw. Ooh, enduring vitality for more ramp. Matic of runas. So what might the play be here? Champion, land. Yeah, I think the champion will give us the win at some point. Do we need to run it here? I think so. That's a nice one on the graveyard. Aggro proliferate. Our opponent will untap, they will get their commander, and there's a chance they have a way to win here. But if they don't, then we can beat them in the crackback. Dark Ritual, Greater Hoof Behemoth. Ooh, that's lethal, I think, so GG's. Yeah, if they didn't have that ritual, we would have won it. It happens. On the play against Sephiroth, and we have Dovin's Veto, Spare Sentinel, Humiliation. The Sentinel may or may not do anything, but if it does, probably the Veto is going to be right behind it. One opponent. Give us something to veto. They're confident. Unfortunate. We get no lands. Or be the opportunist. Okay, that's a land. And with Veto plus Ang, I think we are in good shape. They play Sephiroth. We send it away with Ang. Or maybe we send the opportunist. No, let's send Aggro. Champion of Lamholt. Yeah, we're not drawing lands. If we lose this game, it's probably because of that. If we win, however, it's because of the champion. We can play Tidus, probably put the counter on Ang, attack, draw a card, proliferate, and dig out of this hole. Okay. Sanders Wake. I guess let's see if they pay. They do, so let's Dovin's Veto in response to exile Sephiroth. Cut down. Sure. And Hex on the Sentinel. Okay, they attack with the Zealot, which means we can attack them back. I think we play Hierarch and Boromir. Sorority is great here. And obviously they can chump block and sacrifice, so let's not give them the chance. Keep Tidus on tap. Question here is if we have to subtlety, which creature do we send? I think Ray, since we have flyers, we want more flyers, I mean. Painful Blood Witch. Blood Artist. Yeah, they get it back. Forgot about that. Decisions expert. I guess they take Ray. Unfortunately. Mikey and Leo. Mutagen Man plus Falco's Para. Yeah, and I meant to attack with Boromir there. Fortunately, I think if they untap, they probably kill us with their Blood Artist triggers. Bloodgast, sure. And Blood Artist, but turns out it's a vampire. So it gets washed away. I think we need something like Arwen to get lifelink. Because we are at a dangerous 8. Yeah, they get another acquisition expert with Sander's Wake. Shambling Gust. Yeah, this can only be 5 plus whatever, it's not enough. So let's go for Falco. And we cannot play lands with Falco. What we need most here is a way to kill the witch. Maybe the Zealot? Yeah, probably the Zealot. Because it's repeatable. Sacrifice triggers. Let's see what we have. No, I don't think that wins here. GG's. They can place just Sephiroth and start draining us for every creature, so they have it. Merata, and we can... Unable to scream on it. Yep, they consider. Force of negation. Sure. Okay, they get mana rock. So what's the play here? Maybe ally. Human, right. Just human, always human. Great divide guide. It would be funny to steal their counters. I think here we might earthbend the land. And then apparition to take Merata. Detect intrusion. Okay, so they are empty-handed now. Planetarium of one sheet down. That is a good card. I guess here we play Toski, draw a bunch of cards, and we go from there. Okay, birds and a couple of lands. Bearded Lotus, I don't think that does too much. Ooh, but Wild Growth, Archaic can definitely do something. Get you for 4. They are trying to find a counter spell here. Okay, so let's play draft. I mean, Mikey and Leo. Draw a card. Tidus, draw another card. Actually, we don't draw the card, we just put a bunch of counters on it. And then we attack from here to here. Snare that can take care of the planetarium, I think. So yeah, this is their last chance to get something. They reveal Mishra's Bubble. GG's. And that's gonna be it for today. And looking back to the Sephiroth matchup, we definitely needed to use the Solitude on their Umbral Collars a lot. Now they would have probably other ways to sacrifice their creatures, including but not limited to their Sephiroth, but the Zealot was free while the others had cost probably. And overall, I feel this is a decent deck. Fairly aggressive, with a little bit of an extra punch with the new cards. Wild Growth Archaic, definitely one of my favorites. We saw it, well, even though we lost against the Bibisa deck, we managed to put our commander that was on par with a Primeval Titan, and all of that for just 3 mana. So, really powerful card, really synergistic in this deck. And the ones that we didn't find out how good they were are Riku, Practice Offense, Requisition Raid. The Raid I like because it's also removal for artifacts or enchantments, and/or, because you can actually choose both modes on top of the counter on everything. But the other cards I considered, I think, are the other increments. The one that makes mana equal to its power. It's only green mana, so maybe Cameo of Whispered Hopes is better. And there's another flyer, Cuboid Colony, I think, that has increment, Flying Trample, and it starts as a 1/1, so that one is nice because it's an evasive threat that if we curve anything on 1, then 2 the colony and 3 Tidus, we immediately attack and immediately get a Proliferate trigger. But overall, I think if we don't get the lands, we struggle a little bit. But I didn't want to put that many because we are already running 37. And I think we have around 8 mana dorks, so 45 mana sources, more or less. And I think that's, while that is a little lower, it's definitely not low enough to warrant making more drastic changes in the mana base. That's it. Maybe the ones that we encountered were just flukes, just a little bit of shuffler variants in play. As to what would I add, maybe some more Rosolith type cards, maybe some Hardened Scales type cards, or maybe remove some of the less interesting cards like Perilous Snare, maybe for some more hard removal. But we actually do player road, which is nice with Darwin and Tusky in case we want to ramp, so I don't know. I like it the way it is for now, so thank you for watching. I'm the Hermit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.